Excuse the mess with everything. It's time now to lay the ground, fill the ground area in. And what I use is this right here. It's some Pink Panther stuff. It's pretty thin. It's maybe about 1/8 of an inch. It butts up pretty good to this. By the time you put your glue and your, I guess your grass on there and everything, it will raise it up. That it's a real slight bump right there, but you really can't even notice it. So how I lay this in, it got a little tricky. I look at YouTube videos to try to find out how to do things and everything, and I didn't come across anything like this. I look at the model railroading guys. They think I think that they have their the best solutions for a lot of things, but I couldn't. They liked a lot of plaster. They do a lot of plaster. So what I do is I traced it on tracing paper. I got this stuff, and this stuff is expensive. It's like $18 or $20 for 50 sheets of this stuff. And I put it on there, and pretty much I trace it, and then I can go with the razor knife, the X-Acto knife, and cut on the inside of it. And I'm going to show you how that's done. But pretty much those are the lips right there I tell you about. This is what these things are kind of like glued onto right here. Make everything, it's push it in, but there's nothing heavy going to be on it. The track is nice and stable. There's one of my power lines right there going into it. I got 3 points of power. Also, I took in some wood putty and some wood filler or whatever, and I went ahead and I filled in all those little holes, and there's a little area that this track is not meshing in together, and it looks like another slot for another car. So filled that in. Those are going to be painted, and then the whole track's going to be painted and stuff. But I'm going to go and do this part now, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have it all laid out over top of that area, taped to both sides. Guys, I'm going along. This is my first time, and I'm just playing this by ear and trying to do the best I can on it. If anyone has any other ideas on how to do this, I'm sure this is not going to be my last track I build like this. I plan on scaling this up quite a bit bigger. Maybe if I ever get a garage or a basement or something like that, but I'm in a small bedroom. This is the best I can do. But I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself on a lot of things, because this video is over the course of a year or more that I've been doing this. So since I started on this, it's been almost a year. So let me show you how I trace it out. I'm actually using an X-Acto knife, one of those blades on it. So here, this is how we're going to do it. I was tracing them out, but I realized I didn't have to trace it out with the, and it was just making it all squiggly. I don't have a steady hand. This way, this is how this works. If you just go ahead and make a little small incision in it right there, and you keep some pressure on it, on the inside, you're able to cut that. If you see that, and it's fairly easy. Gotta get that. I didn't see that coming. All right, well, I got to reattach it somehow and be able to get it, but you get the idea. Then we just take this off and we put it on one of those, and we trace it out and cut it with the knife and then we put it back on like this. I'm gonna get this cut out, and I'm gonna show you the tracing process. This is the stuff that I used. It's actually 1/4 inch thick, you know, and it works well. I tried to use that 1 inch stuff, but it doesn't bend, it doesn't flex, because I have elevations and it's very short. You can see it can bend pretty good. And it has to go to high to low pretty quick. So this is the only stuff I could find that I could use. If you know any other better stuff out there, any other, you know, suggestions, comment below. Now, once you have your stencil, I guess, placed over top of your material, you want to tape it in place. Then after that, we take the exact same X-Acto knife, and all we have to do is find the edge and just cut. It's kind of hard to do it with one hand, but you get what I'm talking about. Just go around the edge. There you go. It's all cut out. About it took me about 2-3 minutes to cut out. That was about it. It's a rough cut out. I mean, it's not really perfect because I've been finding out no matter how much you stay true to that line, you have to get on there and do a little extra trimming once it's on, because of the valleys and everything. It just doesn't match up. It's not as flexible as paper, and if the paper has a slight little belly in it, it's just going to be that much off. So you got to trim that off. It's going to be a lot of little shavings around the edges. Some areas will fit perfectly, some edges will be totally off. So you have to do that. That's why I don't really care to get it that perfect, because I know it's not going to be perfect when I put it on. But that's it right there. It's got to take the tape off for stability. Set it on there. We have to put these things in. I just use toilet paper roll sleeves and paper towel sleeves cut to whatever size you need them, and they're glued in. They're on there pretty good, and I've been using this stuff right here, Hold the Foam by Beacon, and I did a little test with it, because this stuff is like $6 from AC Moore. It's like $6 a tube. And I did a little test. Yeah, a little test strip right here. You can't see, I just wrote things on there and what glue stuck the best to what. I used Gorilla Glue, Hold the Foam, and the wood glue. Pretty much all of them held pretty good. If they were painted, they won't stick to the glue won't stick to the foam. The wood glue and the Gorilla Glue held better to the foam if the foam was painted with just a light coat of anything first, and it was on the other, not on this side where it has this this paper. As you see that paper comes off, and it sticks better to that. But you have to put these in. I put another pylon, call them little pylons right there, little one over there, wherever I'm gonna need one. I don't need one in the middle. It's gonna be pretty solid right here. It's only a small span, but this sets right on top now, right in there. I trimmed it up the best I can, and tape it and then glue it. I put the glue on these. I put a bead of glue on all of them. That's why I left them out, so I can have something to attach my ground to. I don't know what the hell you call it. Alright, I'm gonna let that set up. I just had to put in one here. I didn't realize it. It only takes about 15 to 20 minutes for this Hold the Foam glue to set up and hold. So that's that. Next step, I'm going to glue in that piece in there and then on to the rest.